The fundamental characteristics of open-minded cognition involve the following. First, general, political, religious, and situation-specific open-minded cognition are each structured as a single bipolar dimension ranging from closed-minded or dogmatic cognition to open-minded cognition at the opposite extreme. Second, closed-minded or dogmatic cognition is directionally biased, a tendency to process information in a manner that reinforces the individual's pre-existing opinions or expectations. Open-minded cognition, conversely, is directionally unbiased, a tendency to process information in a manner that is not biased toward or against the individual's pre-existing opinion or expectation. When looking at some core relations involving open-minded cognition, we found that general, political, and religious open-minded cognition are all correlated with each other, as would be expected, but the correlations are not too extremely high, and in particular, when we look at the correlation between political and religious open-minded cognition, there's clearly room for the fact that they are slightly distinct constructs, that one could be high on one and low on the other in some cases. Moreover, open-minded cognition is related to a variety of other variables in a theoretically meaningful manner. We saw that it was related to a number of psychological variables, for example, openness to experience of the Big Five, political variables such as ideology. Most of these relations were in the predicted direction, but none of these relations were so high to suggest that our measure was measuring the same thing that has been measured previously. Turning now to situation-specific open-minded cognition, because we view open-minded cognition as malleable and as varying across situations, we developed situation-specific measures of open-minded cognition. Our research suggests, although not all of it was presented in my lectures today, that situation-specific open-minded cognition is determined by multiple factors. These include dispositional characteristics of the individual, personal attitudinal convictions, the attitude justification effect, role expectations, the earned dogmatism effect, for example, and various characteristics of the situation, such as the extent to which the situation contains messages that are tenable versus low in tenability, or the extent to which the situation contains cues that activate the norm of reciprocity, and so on. Moreover, these determinants of situation-specific open-minded cognition initially activate a situation-specific social norm that prescribes the level of open-mindedness that is considered appropriate or virtuous in the situation. And typically, individuals adopt a cognitive orientation that is congruent with the activated social norm. Therefore, the effect of these situational determinants on situation-specific open-minded cognition is mediated by the activated social norm. So, these findings are essentially consistent with the flexible merit model that I have been presenting throughout this lecture material. We have multiple determinants of open-minded cognition which influence situation-specific open-minded normative perceptions, which in turn influence situation-specific open-minded cognition.